Hi everyone, welcome to today's edition of the Engineering Briefs. And for today's students in focus, we have with us Mr. Lamin, who is a postgraduate student here in the College of Engineering. He has so much to share with us, so I want you to stay glued to today's page and make sure you learn so much from him. So stay tuned, guys. So you're welcome, Mr. Lamin. We are so excited to have you in today's edition. So could you kindly introduce yourself to us? We want to know about you and then about the program you are reading here in the College of Engineering.
Well, my name is Lamin Darboe. I'm a Gambian. I am currently a Ph.D. student in this university, majoring in materials engineering. Thank you very much.
Amazing, materials engineering. Interesting. So, what actually drew you to this field of study? Because materials engineering was so common. So, what actually drew you to study materials engineering?
Well, you'll be surprised that I've been introduced to this field earlier, right? During my undergrad, I majored in chemistry. So yeah, I fell in love with an aspect of chemistry called electrochemistry, because there I was introduced to some of the basics of electrochemical techniques, but I didn't know at the time. So I got the opportunity to go for an MSc in Iran, where I studied analytical chemistry. And then, it was part of the program to do a research component. And then in that research, I focused on electrochemical methods, electrochemical techniques, where I was introduced to materials engineering, because I was actually synthesizing nanoparticles and then, using them for applications like biosensors and like. So that is how I was introduced into materials engineering before coming here. So when the opportunity came, I decided to apply for materials engineering here. And I find it very interesting, and I'm learning a lot in this college here.
Wow, you're making me question my program of study, but then it's all good. So could you share with us some key highlights that you've acquired through your study so far? You really mentioned a lot of things, and I'm sure you've actually learned so much. So could you kindly highlight some few of them for us?
Well, when I came in here, because of my background, the college decided that I have to do almost all the courses that some of the MPhil students are doing.
Okay.
So I was introduced to courses like energy materials, materials for energy development. I was introduced to phase equilibrium kinetics. I was introduced to thermodynamics, cyclic voltammetry. I was introduced to so many courses, that prepared me for the research that I'm currently doing. So I found some of these courses very interesting, because I was not very much introduced to metals, and then in here I've come to understand types of steels, what some of the properties of steels and the like. So those are some of the things that I've been introduced to, and I'm currently majoring in energy materials as my area of specialization.
Amazing. So could you kindly share with us some memorable moments here in University that you've had so far? I hope it's not a secret.
No, not at all. A memorable moment, or moments, let's say, would be, I don't think there was any day like 2 days during my stay here. I remember the day of my qualifying examinations. That was the very day of my qualifying examinations, and the day that I defended my project proposal. We were very emotionally charged days, and I was a little bit worried, could I say, and I had to, I went through a lot of preparations for that particular day, but however, it turned out very successful, and it was a worthy, experience, yeah. But it was one of the, exceptional days that I've had in Ghana.
Interesting. I think I'll have to come and see you for some tips for projects. Proposal presentation, because I would also be having my own soon.
Yeah.
But then I would like to find out something. I want to dive into your personal life a bit. So you're a postgraduate student, and I'm sure studies is not the only thing you're doing. So my question is in two parts. Could you tell us what extracurricular activities you're doing, and then how you're balancing everything together with your studies?
Extracurricular activities. I try to make sure that I, take care of myself when it comes to my, fitness, my physical fitness and things like that, because you cannot always be studying, your health matters. So when I involve myself is exercising. I try to exercise at least 3 times a week.
So then they say you should exercise.
3 times a week. In the evenings and on Sundays I do most of my cooking and try to go out to get some, groceries and things like that. So those are some of the things that I involve myself in when it comes to the extracurricular things I'm actually taking part, during my stay here in Ghana.
So how do you balance it? Do you have people who remind you? Do you have apps you use or something? How do you put it all together and make it work?
Well, for in the evening, I try to make sure that I get up mostly I get up around 4 a.m. every day.
Interesting.
So 4 a.m. I start my day around 4 a.m. So I read before 8 a.m. and things like that. So by the time it's around 8 or around 10 in the day, I have done most of the things that I need to do. So I come to the college, go to the laboratory because I'm a research student, so we do a lot of research. So in the evenings, by 6 or around 7, I'm at the gym. There's a gym around that. They call it complex. Okay. So I go there and hit the treadmill, I run around, and then I'm back in. I just spend 1 hour maximum. So by the time I go there, I've almost done most of my important tasks of the day. So it doesn't actually affect me that much because my timetable is very clear and I stick to it. Yeah, that's right.
I think one main thing he's mentioning here is discipline. Because he's able to discipline himself and then wakes up at the time he's supposed to wake up, does what he has to do at the set time. So that's one thing we should also do. So my other question is, students really choose to get involved in organizations here on campus. Do you have something like that you're involved in? And then what are you doing if you do have something like that?
Yeah, I am part and parcel of GrassACI. You have GrassACI, Ghana graduate students, something like that. Mm-hmm. There is a component that we have in KDST here. It's called GrassACI. I take part in their activities. Yearly they organize series of events. But the one that stands out for me is the cultural day, where international students come and prepare their cuisines and all that, and then we partake in that. I find that to be very, very interesting.
Are we also invited?
Yeah. We have Ghanaian friends that come around.
Okay.
So yeah.
The next time I'll pass by to eat some.
I'll make sure that you get the time or the time.
Okay. So I think one thing most students like us undergrads do is internships. So I want to find out if you engaged in something like that or even a research activity, and how was the experience for you?
Internship is something that is encouraged in the college, and I like that very much. This program that's called the KEEP program.
Yeah.
The man that is managing the place is called Kojo. He's always telling me, when are you going for your internship? So I've not done that actually yet, but I intend to do it before I finish my program here. For the research, the main research that I'm doing here is my Ph.D. research. I'm actually conducting a research on green synthesis of manganese oxide, Mn3O4. So that is something that I am actually conducting. That's my major research here, converting some of the local materials into useful products. In my case, into energy materials. So that's what I do here.
We're excited to see what you do at the end of the day. So I think that would be the first part of today's interview. So stay tuned for the second part, which will be coming very soon. Thank you. Hi, welcome to the second session of today's edition. So for this session, I will take over from where Josephine left off. So, Mr. Lamin.
Yes.
Please. What has been your experience, your skills that you have acquired from the college and you think will be valuable to going forward in your future career?
Well, I've learned a lot during my 3 years staying here. I think the college has been very resourceful. I've acquired several skills which are very relevant to the research that I'm doing. Even outside of the research that I'm doing, I've learned about some of the characterization techniques. I've learned about CV, cyclic voltammetry, DCD, galvanic charging and discharging. and I've learned from EIS, electrochemical internet spectroscopy. I've learned some soft skills, some of these soft skills like Python, R, Origin Pro. These are very important tools that I've learned over my stay here because they're very useful to my analysis. And then most importantly, as a research student, you have to be able to know how to do research, how to be kind of databases that you're going to be able to access and all that. I've learned that here, and I've also been able to write a paper independently as a Ph.D. student. You don't have to do this research all the time. So these are some of the skills that I've acquired during my stay here, and I believe without a doubt that these skills will be very useful to me, as I go away from the walls of KNU State.
Okay, that's actually very interesting, guys. So moving forward, has there been any difficulties that you have faced during your study here?
Yeah, that's a good question. As someone from a chemistry background, moving into the materials engineering background, there was initial challenges. I had initial challenges of there are concepts and terms in every field. Even though chemistry is similar to materials engineering in so many ways, I had to be able to know how to present information in the language of the materials engineer. So initially this was challenging. However, the college and the department of materials engineering, the lecturers have been very helpful. They recommended, very useful resources that I was able to reference, and then, bring my materials engineering language up to date. And, so now I can say I'm able to speak anywhere, when it comes to materials engineering, especially in the area that I'm specialized in. So those are some of the challenges that I face.
Okay. So for now, you say those challenges have been addressed.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, that is very interesting. Okay, so moving on, I would want you to advise our first years out there on what you think they should expect, how they are supposed to act when they come here, their motivation that they should help them when they are here.
Very important. What I have for them is simple. I believe without a doubt that with hard work, dedication, determination, and self-preparation, there is nothing that man cannot achieve on the surface of this planet. So I believe that grit is the key to success. You want to be able to achieve something. You want to leave your name in whatever hall that you walk in. You should be able to achieve it through. Forget about the distractions. I know in Kenya is a big university, so many activities that are going in. But if you come here, do not forget the reason why you are here. So that's what I have for them. Let them focus, let them work hard, and let them persevere through whatever challenges that they are coming through. So that's what I have to tell them.
Okay. So please, were we listening? So from what he said, what I would take from what he said is that there is nothing that we can't achieve. So you have to persevere, you have to be determined, you have to be hardworking, and then
you have to have grit too.
Yes, please. So please note that down. Okay, so beginning with your postgraduate course here at the college, from let's say first year till now, is there any difference in your planning? As in to achieve the academic goals. So from first year you had a strict plan, let's say, and now that you're in final year, depending on how it's going, is it still strict or is it flexible now?
When I came in uni, I knew that like the challenges that I've mentioned. So what I had to do was I needed to make sure that I focus on the coursework. Because of course, you have to be able to pass all your courses before you can move to the PhD phase. We have a student phase and a candidate phase. So the student phase, the requirement is to make sure that you pass all your courses. So in the first year, I had to focus. I had to read. Remember, I'm coming into a new field. So I didn't have the luxury of, doing this and that. Some of the students had started their project, but I couldn't because I felt like it was going to be too much for me. So the first year, I focused on my coursework. And in the second year, that's when the research started. So that one I focused on the research. In the 3 months or so, I was reading materials and all that, preparing and what is available on the literature about what I want to do, see gaps and things like that. So right now, we are going to add for your question, it's flexible. It's a bit flexible now. Now I'm able to engage in more activities, you understand what I mean? So compared to my first year, So yeah, that's it. The first year was a bit strict. Now it's a bit flexible for me. Yeah.
So if being flexible, it doesn't mean you are staying out of your plans, your itineraries, as in this time is for studies, this time is for...
Oh, when you're talking about flexibility, my flexibility is now I'm able to, let's say, I teach now, I'm a graduate assistant.
Okay.
So I teach, I have more than a class to teach.
Yeah.
So I teach, so I'm able to look at a course. First year, I cannot take this responsibility.
Yeah.
So, now I'm able to teach, now I'm able to go to the laboratory, before you called me, I was in there's a reading room here for postgraduate students around the physics department here. So I was reading there. But, that's what I mean by flexibility. I'm able to do a lot of things now. The first year, I'm only able to read, prepare for exams. Now I'm able to do research, now I'm able to teach. That's what I mean by flexibility. Yeah, so it's still academic, purely academic. Yeah.
But I just want our viewers to be clear on it. Yeah. But some will be somewhere thinking that, okay, being flexible means that there's more enjoyment on it. He's not enjoying it. He's gonna add more skills to his educational background here. Okay, so finally, to the end of our interview, the final question. So if we are to ask you that you should describe your experience with the college in a few words, how would you describe it?
That's an excellent question. There's a lot to say, but it's a few words. That would be life-changing. And I believe my life has changed. I am no longer in Lamin Darboe, that left the source of Gambia to come to Ghana. My people should know this. And I believe it has been skills upgrading, skills acquiring. I've acquired a lot of skills in here. And inspired. I think Ghana has inspired me a lot. The social life in Ghana, Ghanaians are very friendly, Ghanaians are very peaceful. I've been to so many places, and in here I feel at home. There's nowhere else that I felt the same way that I'm feeling right now. When I look at Ghanaians, I see myself, I see brothers and sisters. In Gambia, we have Ghana Town. Gambians are friendly, but I want to tell them that Ghanaians are friendly too. So that's what I have to say. Let me go beyond that.
Interesting. So please, dear Ghanaians are friendly too. Just feel at home. See he coming here, he's feeling at home. So what about you? So thank you very much, Mr. Lamin, for joining us for today's edition. And we actually enjoyed, didn't we enjoy, guys? So we thank you very much. So we'd love to see you another time.
God bless.